everyone, Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs, and I don't know if you saw my last video where I have started some new box cards and an envelope for them, but this video we are going to do 3 more box cards. I'm so excited. I love this size. I think they are just absolutely perfect, and I do have an envelope that fits them. So this is the envelope. The assembly instructions are on the last video, and I will put a link down below for them. But this little envelope, it measures 5.5 by 5.5, and it is perfect for the box cards in that it has the raised edge all the way around. So when you mail these or hand deliver them, you don't have to flatten your card or squish it down. It just folds down and fits in these little envelopes perfectly. So the cards that I've already done an assembly video on are the birdhouse. This is the spring bloom birdhouse, and so it folds flat and then pops up. I have the honeycomb box card, and they all have something on the back of them as well. And then we have the spring blooms umbrella card. So today I've got 3 more that we're going to do, and they will all fit this envelope as well. Let's go ahead and get started. The first one we're going to do is the Pansy flower pot box card. So this one features the pansies. I love pansies, and another card that I'm going to do today also has pansies in it. Let me show you what pieces come with this, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I did cut out a couple of extra pieces in case something fell on the floor. We'll set those to the side. So our box card, this is the main piece, and it has the 3 pots. It also has the front of a pot. We have a piece of grass. Our first insert has 3 small flowers. Oh, I don't know if I dropped the centerpiece or not, but it has 3 small flowers. That's our first insert. Our second insert has the pansy. Our third insert has another pansy and a small flower. And our fourth insert has 3 more small flowers. Now, if you'll notice, most of my cards have, or box cards have 3 inserts, but the flower pots actually have 4 inserts. They also have 2 pieces of grass, a back and a front. And then you have the back of the box card, which is the pot and another pot trim. So when you cut these out, you want to do your grass pieces in a different color of green. And then your insert pieces, there's no leaves. I've designed it so you don't have to glue on any leaves. They're already there. You will want to cut these 4 insert pieces out of whatever color you would have normally cut your leaves. Let's go ahead and assemble these insert pieces first to get started. So we'll start with number 4, and it has the 3 flowers. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. And glue those on. Oh, come on. And you might have to twist those around to get them to match up, but they do. Okay. And I did go back on the file, and I made these flowers just a little bit bigger than the actual cutout behind them so that the green doesn't show. But on a couple of these, it might show, but it won't on yours, on your files. Okay, then we're going to put the centers on. And there is piece number 4, or insert piece number 4. Number 3 has a small flower and a pansy. I'm just going to glue the small one on first. And the center of the flower. And then the pansy has 3 pieces, so it has the dark purple. And I know it looks like there's a whole bunch of bumps around here. These are all the leaves. And so you're just going to kind of place it on there like that. And then that and that are actually leaves behind it. We have the yellow piece. And the yellow piece, you can have it on the side, on the top. Doesn't matter which way you do it. It's going to match up. And then you have the center of your flower, this little starburst piece. If you don't want to cut that out, you could draw it on with a Sharpie, but it actually cuts out just fine with your machine, and it looks so pretty. I just love that. Okay, there's number 3. We have number 2, which has just a pansy. And again, it looks like there's a whole bunch of bumps, but it's just the leaves. So all you have to do is kind of lay that on there however you want it to. There we go. And those are the leaves. And then we have our yellow piece again. And the inside of our flower. These cards look complicated, but they're really not. They go together so quickly. And then we have our first insert piece. So that was number 2. We have our first insert piece, and I am glad I cut some extra centers because I did lose one. Okay, again with the flower. And I just did these in a lighter shade of purple, but you can do them in any color that you want. They'd be really pretty white or pink. So pretty. And then we're going to go ahead and put the centers on. And there is our insert number 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and build our box. So I'm going to take the pot trim and just set it aside for a minute. We don't need that. And I'm going to take the front piece and I'm going to take all of these score lines and fold them down. So I have one right there. That's a tab. That's a side. Score this one down. This one in the middle is the front of your card. Score this one down. That's your tab, and that's another side. Let's go ahead and assemble it by flipping it over. And we're going to take one of our grass pieces and we're going to put glue right along here. And then we're going to glue it so it's in between the 2 tabs or the 2 score lines, and just the blades of grass are showing. So if I flip it over, that's all you see. Okay, let's take all of our insert pieces and we are going to take rewind. We are going to take all of these tab pieces and we are going to turn the tabs towards us, towards the front. I did a blooper reel and I folded them down. We want them folded up towards us. Okay, once they are folded up towards us, we're going to turn everything over so that they are face down on the table. And then we are going to put tape or glue on all of those tabs. So we're putting tape on the back side of the tabs. And I do usually recommend glue. I think glue holds these a little bit better, especially if you're putting them in the mail. I like to do tape when I'm doing the videos just because they don't take as long to dry and you don't have to sit here and watch me hold paper to dry. Either one works though. Okay, once those got their adhesive on them, we're ready to assemble the box. So we're going to take our box card. Remember, the grass is on the inside. We're going to take tab number 1. We're going to fold everything down. We're going to take the right edge and we are going to lay it right along the score line. So it should be right behind that piece of grass. And we're matching the top of the insert piece with the top of the pot. Fold it over. Then this edge of the tab should line up right evenly with the edge of the grass right next to the score line. So we're going to fold that over and press it. And then I like to fold my cards back and forth to make sure that they are folding nicely. Okay, that was insert number 1. We're going to take insert number 2. We're going to take this right side of the tab and we are going to line it up right behind the first insert piece, matching the top of the insert piece with the top of the box card or the top of the pot. Press it, bring it back over, and this time we're going to take the left tab, the edge of the left tab, fold it under, and it's going to match right up next to the edge of that first insert piece, matching the top. If I move my hands, maybe you can see what I'm talking about. So right there, press it down. Oops. That doesn't have very much glue on it. Let me try and add some more glue. It just had a little tiny piece. Okay, fold it under. Then we're going to fold it back and forth to make sure that it's laying nice and flat. Repeat for tab 3 or insert 3. I'm going to take this tab, put it right behind the second insert piece, matching the top of the box. Fold it over. This tab is going to go right behind, it's going to get folded down and go right behind the second insert piece, matching the top. Fold it back and forth to make sure that it's folding flat. Oh, got one tangled up in there. Okay, and then with the final piece, the fourth piece, do the same thing. Take this tab, line it up right behind insert number 3, matching the top. Take the left-hand side, fold it under, line it up right behind insert number 3, matching the top. Then we're going to fold it back and forth and make sure that it will fold. Okay, so now we need to take our back piece and we're going to put the glue on the inside, or excuse me, the grass we're going to glue to the inside of that back pot. Flip it over, and then we're going to glue it to these 2 tabs. So I'm going to lay that flat, and I'm going to put glue or tape right on the tab. Line them up, make sure everything matches and that it folds down flat. That didn't get lined up. And there is the pot with the flowers in it. Now we have the pot rims, and you could ink those up if you wanted to. You could add them with a foam pop dot. I'm just going to glue it directly on there. The secret to this is that, let me do it with this one that doesn't have glue on it yet. The tabs actually go off to the side, so really we want to make sure that the glue is just on the pot and not the edge of the trim, if that makes sense. I'll show you again when I do the back. Because when it's laid flat, we don't want the trim to be glued to the side on either side. So on the back, just going to take some glue along the top here, side to side, and then glue the pot right next to it, or the trim right next to it. There is your Pansy flower pot box card. Isn't that so pretty? And if I go get my box, it fits perfectly in there. Perfect for mailing. Such a fun little card. Okay, let's do another pansy card. This is the teacup pansy card. It goes together pretty much the same. There are a couple of differences. So our first insert piece has 2 flowers, and I cut this out of the darker green so that the leaves will show. Our second insert piece has 3 flowers, 1 pansy, some leaves that I cut out of a lighter green. So this piece I cut out of the darker green. Our third insert piece has 3 flowers, and 2 leaf sets. So I cut this again out of the darker, the insert piece I cut out of the darker green, and then this leaf piece I cut out of the lighter green so that I would have 2 different colors of leaves on here. So let's go ahead and stop right there and assemble these pieces before we get into the box. So for piece number 3, or insert number 3, we're going to take this standing leaf and I'm just going to glue it to the insert piece, matching it up. We have 1 small flower right here. And then 2 smaller flowers on this stem, this flower stem. I hope I bumped that in. Now it's not laying on there quite right. Now it needs more glue. See, you get to watch all of my mistakes when I do these. It's all good. Okay, now I'm going to do this one. And this third one. Then we can go ahead and put the centers on there. And that insert piece number 3 is done. So let's go ahead and do number 2. It has the most flowers on it. So it has the 3 smaller flowers, a pansy with the 3 pieces, and the leaves that I did in the different color of green, just to give it some contrast. Add that leaf right there. And let's do this first so that we can know where the next leaf is going to go. Next leaf's going to go right here. yellow piece. I need a new blade for my machine. I'm getting some rough edges, and it's just my blade. I've ordered some. They're not here yet. I'm hoping today. Okay, now we have the 2 smaller leaves. Actually, this one has 3 smaller flowers. 2 of them you have a guideline, and then the other one you can just put it wherever you want. So that one goes up here. This smaller one comes down here. For the second one, it's not any smaller. And then I'm going to put a third one over here, kind of off to the side. Or you can leave it. If you don't want it, you don't have to put it on there. Just lay it right there. Okay, put on the centers. Whoa. Pulled the whole thing off with my sticky fingers. So there's your second insert. Our first insert is really simple. There's 2 flowers. I've got the wrong. I think I picked up the wrong center from a different card. So we're going to use it, but it actually has a smaller center. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to use it. It's way too big. Yeah, I'll find the next center for that one. Okay, so those are our tabs, our insert pieces, and now we have the front of our card and the back of our card. So the back of our card is just the teacup shape with a decorative panel. We can go ahead and glue that on if we want to right now. Make sure you get glue in the corners because you don't want that to pop when you fold it. And then the front of our card, whoops, we also have the handles. I'll show this to you in a second. The front of our card has 3 decorative panels, a small flower, and a large flower, a large pansy with the double leaf and the single leaf, and then the 3 decorative panels. The panel over here that has the slits in it goes on the left-hand side. The card base also has slits on it. This is where your handle is going to go. We want to put the decorative panels on first before we do the handle. So I'm going to just add some glue to this, match up those slits. Okay, and then we're going to take this one. It's a solid piece. And this one that is a solid piece. And now we can go ahead and decorate the front. So I'm going to glue this smaller flower right here on the placement so that it's on the outside of the decorative panel. And then I'm going to do my pansy. And let's do our leaves next. You can decorate this any way that you want, but you want to make sure your leaves and everything stay inside those score lines. Oh, there's my other leaf. Hey, let's put this pansy on here. I do have some other teacup box cards in the works. Well, I have a lot of others in the works too. I have some of the flower pot box cards. My brain is still a little foggy from everything. Okay, we're going to take this card and we're going to score everything down. I would normally score this actually before I decorate it. That way I would know where to put everything. I just got ahead of myself. I'm going to score everything down. Okay, we're going to take our handle, which is this, it looks like a C with a backwards C. We're going to score it right in the middle. And then it has 4 tabs, and we're going to bend those tabs up towards us. Just like that. Okay, let's go ahead and glue the decorative pieces onto the handle. So that's these 2 C pieces. They look like C's. And then we're going to, once the decorative pieces are on there, we're going to glue this front to back or back to back without gluing the tabs. So I'm just going to put some glue right in there. Don't glue the tabs. Fold it in half. And then you want to fold those tabs out like that. Okay. Now we need to push the tabs back together. We're going to stick them through these slots to the back of the card. Turn it over. We're going to open those tabs and then we are going to glue them down. Got them opened. I'm going to put a little bit of glue there, right there, behind that one, and behind this one. And that's how you have the handle on your cup, your teacup. Okay, let's go ahead and assemble this card. So again, I would suggest doing it with glue. I am going to do it with a tape runner just because it's a lot faster. So I'm going to bring my 3 insert pieces and I'm going to fold all of the tabs up towards me. Once you have your tabs folded up, you're going to turn everything over so it's face down, and you're going to put tape or glue on the back side of the tabs. Oops. Okay, once you have done that, then let's take your teapot or teacup, the box card, and we're going to flip it over as well. You can fold that handle down so that it lays a little bit flatter. Take your tab 1 or your insert 1. We're going to take the right side of the tab and line it up right along this fold line for the side. We want to match the top of that to the top of the teacup. It may not be exact because it's kind of round, but it's going to be pretty close. Press that. Open it up. When this lays flat, this edge of the tab, the left-hand side of the tab, should line up right next to the score line on the left-hand side. I'm going to fold that over and press. And we're going to press those back and forth to make sure that they lay flat. Okay, let's do the same thing with tab number 2. We're going to take the right side, line it up right behind that second or that first insert piece. You want to make sure that the tab or the top of your insert piece is not above the top of your card. Fold it over, take this tab, the left-hand side tab, fold it down, and it should line up right behind insert number 2, matching the top. And we're gonna fold that back and forth, make sure it's folding flat, and it is. I'm gonna do the same thing with number 3. Line it up right there, and it should be right over the tabs for the handle. And I need to glue that last piece down. It's kind of poking up. There we go. Okay, take this over, this back tab, we're gonna fold it down and put it right behind insert number 3, making sure that it does not go farther than the top of the card. Fold it, and back and forth, and that one is ready to go. So now we're going to fold it flat, and I'm going to put tape or glue on those 2 tabs. I'm going to glue this back piece, matching, it kind of is at an angle, but you should be able to match the top and the bottom. And then when it folds over, should be able to match the top and the bottom on this side. Bend it. There's your little handle. There is the Pansy teacup box card. So fun, so cute. And then when you fold it flat, you can fold the handle either direction when you stick it in the envelope. Okay, one more card today. This is another flower pot, and it is the sunflower. So we have some sunflower pieces. I think those are extra. I'm going to set them to the side. We have our flower pot box card, and then we have the 2 trim pieces again. We have the front grass. Piece number 1 is very similar to the pansy, or insert number 1, excuse me. It has the 3 flowers. Insert number 2 has 2 large sunflowers. Insert number 3 has 1 large sunflower. Insert number 4 has 3 flowers, 3 of the smaller flowers. This one does have 4 insert pieces. Then we have the back grass piece and the back of the card. So let's go ahead and assemble those. I'm looking at this. Okay, so we're going to take piece number 1. And it has the flowers, so we're going to glue those right on there. Bring this up so you can see what I'm doing. Oops. And then we can add the centers to that. Insert number 2 is the same. It has the larger sunflowers. And they are 2 layers, so we're going to add the bottom layer first. And the top layer next. These centers would be really pretty, kind of inked up, give them some added dimension. Let's add this. And There we go. Our third layer has one taller sunflower. The sunflowers themselves are actually all the same size, so it doesn't matter which one you put where. The stems are just different heights. I'm trying to keep things really easy for you. And then our fourth layer has the taller small flowers. Okay, then we can put those centers on, the flower centers. And we are ready to assemble the card. So let's go ahead and we're going to take our flower pot and we're going to fold all of the score lines down towards the desk or away from us. And we're going to take our flip it over, so back side is up. We're going to take one of our grass pieces and glue it to the inside of that front middle piece so that just the grass pieces are showing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. When I flip it over, it's just the grass pieces that are showing. We're going to do the same with our back piece just because it's right here. Okay, now let's bring all of our insert pieces over, and with them facing us, we are going to turn the tabs up towards us. So all of the tabs are pointing towards the front of the insert piece or the front of the card. And they're all scored. Now we're going to flip them over so they're right sides down. And we are going to put glue or tape on the outside or the back of each of those tabs on both sides. I'm sorry, this is kind of turning into a long video. I will have chapters so that you can find the exact box card that you're working on. Okay, with that done, we're going to bring down our front of our box card and we're going to lay it down face down, and we're going to grab our first insert piece. So it's this one with the 3 flowers. We're going to take the right side of this tab and we're going to line it up right along the score line or the edge of where that grass is, with the top of the tab, not the top of the flowers, but the top of that tab insert piece matching the top of our pot. Fold that over, press to get a good adhesion, bring it back and fold it. Okay, when it's folded flat, the edge should come right almost to the edge of the flower or the grass and the score line. So we're going to fold this over and press, and then we want to fold it back and forth to make sure that it is going to fold. If your card bubbles a little bit, it is probably the weight of your paper, and if it's just a little bit of a bubble, it's fine, don't worry about it. If it's a huge bubble, you may need to take it out and line it up again. Okay, we're going to take tab number 2, right hand tab is going to go right behind that first insert piece, matching the top of the card to the top of the box. Then we're going to fold it over, and this tab is going to get folded down and go right behind that first insert piece, matching the top of the card box card. Okay, bend it back and forth. Same thing with insert number 3. Right hand tab, right side of the tab goes right behind insert number 2, matching the top. Fold it over, left tab gets turned under and matches right, or lines up right behind insert piece number 2 and the top of the box card. Bend it, bend it. You'll notice that mine is starting to bubble just a little bit, and I think the difference is the weight of the brown paper is a little bit different than the weight of the green paper. It's fine, not a big deal. Okay, we're going to take the edge of, this is number 4 insert, we're going to take the right edge of that tab, line it up right behind the 3rd insert, and line it up with the top of the box card. Press, flip it over. This tab is going to get folded down and go right behind the 3rd insert card, and press. Take it back and forth a couple of times, make sure everything's working, and it is. Okay, we're going to fold it flat, and we're going to put glue on those 2 brown tabs, the pot tabs. And then we're going to take our back piece with the grass facing down, so towards the bottom of the, or towards the inside of the card. We're going to match it up right along that score line. Press it really good, and then line it up next to this tab right here and press it. Make sure everything is just lining up nice and neat. And it is. There's the sunflower pot box card. Now we can put the pot trim on. So I'm going to just put glue along the top and then glue that right on there. And you could ink this up if you wanted to give it some dimension. You could add it with the foam pop dots. I'm just going to push it flat. I'm going to do the same thing on the back. A little bit of glue. Ooh, I'm about out of glue. It's a good thing this is the last card. Put the trim on there. And there is your sunflower box card, all ready to go. So 3 more of these cards. These cards all measure, where's the other one go that I just did? Oh, there it is. These cards all measure about 4.5 to 5 inches. Let's just do, so this one's 5 inches by 4 3/4, 5 inches by 4 3/4, 4 3/4 by 5 inches, and they will all fit inside this envelope, this 5.5 by 5.5 box card envelope. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you'll give these cards a try. Go ahead and hit subscribe down below so that you don't miss any of my videos. Give me a thumbs up and have a great day.